What's up, guys? On this video we are working on things and stuff. Another quick thing before we get started, t-shirt campaign, first one ended. You guys are incredible. I had a few people that missed the deadline and didn't quite get their order in. So I fired up another one just for like a week or 10 days, I believe. I'll put the date in the description on when it ends. Same link, same shirts, all the options and everything are exactly the same. I just did it again for those people that missed out. So if you did miss out on the last one, here's your second chance. But to everyone who did order it the first time around, you guys are freaking awesome. So let's get to work. Alright, for those of you guys that just watched my last little how-to video I threw together, you can see I did get a new tail light, and we will be mounting it on the back of the frame hoop like we originally intended. So I'm going to get that done today. I'm going to, I think I can pretty much finish up this whole battery box and everything, and make sure all the wires are nice and tucked and everything's good. Charging the battery up now. I believe all the wiring is done up front, so I'm going to clean it up a little bit, tuck it all into the headlight bucket, throw the headlight bucket back on. I did have to get a new master cylinder because this one, I tried to bleed it and it will not build pressure. So I ended up getting a universal, master cylinder. I'm not sure how well it'll work. It had good reviews, so I will try it out, make sure everything works good. If it does in fact work well, I will throw the link in the description. Otherwise, I don't want to send somebody to go buy this thing if I haven't proven that it does in fact work. So yeah, that's the main things we're working on today. Hopefully after that we'll get to the tank. Guys, before I wanted to button up everything in the headlight, I wanted to make sure I could get that neutral switch working, and I actually found a mistake that I made. So on those LEDs, they have to be plugged in the exact polarity they're supposed to be, right? So the negative needs to be ground and the positive needs to be positive, right? So what I mistakenly did was took the two black wires off of the LEDs themselves, and I'm talking about the ones that I have up here for the neutral light. So I took the two black wires off of there, made them into one black wire, plugged that into the black on this bike. But what I forgot about was black is common power on this bike, and the way these oil and neutral light works, the way they work is basically they have power all the time and they only light up when they're grounded. So on the neutral switch, to kind of show you how it works down here in the side cover, hopefully you can see this. There's a little cam right here with a lobe on it that pushes up against a little connection there. So when you shift the bike, if it's in any other position than neutral, there will be no connection whatsoever. But when you're in neutral like it is now, and again, I'm sorry if this is hard to see, this little cam is grounded, and there's a connection part of it that connects to this little kind of spring connector that runs up to it. So this makes more sense if you're actually looking at it, on your own bike. But basically, as you can see right there around that bolt, that's grounded, and then when I shift, see it breaks that connection, and then when I go back to neutral, it makes the connection again. So that's what's grounding this wire, which is the other side of your light. And it's the exact same thing with the oil pressure as well. So what I'm going to need to do is tear into the wiring again, and I'm going to need to connect the two power wires from those two LEDs to one black plug it into a black, and then the ground will actually, one for the oil light it's a blue with a red stripe, for the neutral switch it's a green with a red stripe. So basically I'm just going to have to flip-flop some wires around, just because I totally, you know, had a brain fart, I guess, and was thinking black, oh, black together, ground, common ground, and I just totally forgot that, like, on most cars, you know, black is ground, but on these bikes, black is actually a common power, green is a common ground. So I know that was a long-winded explanation of the mistake I made, but hopefully it will stop you from doing the same mistake. So I'm basically gonna pull this off real quick, switch around some wires, then I'll bring you guys back when we can test it and make sure that what I did actually fixed the problem. Just finished fixing my wires, and what do you know? When you wire things correctly, they actually work. So I would definitely recommend just doing it right the first time. So you can see I'll shift out of neutral, turns off, back into neutral, right back on. So sweet, we are ready to finally button up all the wiring and jam it all into that headlight and move on to the next step. All right, officially got the headlight all the way in. So you can kind of check it, turn the key, headlights, the gauges are lit up, neutral and oil switch are working, tail lights on. Go ahead and hit the high beam comes on, indicator comes on. We already checked to make sure our turn signals are working. Even the horn. And the start button. So wiring on this bike is officially done. So sweet. So I'm going to move on now to swapping out the master cylinder. Alright, it's a few days later. I'm here working on the tank, also working on the front brake as well. I think the seal inside of the caliper is leaking a little bit, so I wasn't able to get a good bleed on it. So I'm kind of looking into that now. For the tank, I'm using this, it's called Rust-Oleum Aircraft Remover. It's just like a good aerosol-based paint stripper, just to get the little bits of paint that are kind of around, you know, the filler neck and kind of around the edges and places where I couldn't get brushed very easily. So this stuff, you just spray it on, you let it sit for like 15 or 20 minutes, and then you can literally just start scraping the stuff off. So obviously if you had a tank that had, you know, all the paint on it, you'll probably have to do a couple of applications to get all the paint off, but I've had really good luck with that paint stripper, so I would recommend it. So I'm letting this soak, and then I'm just going to take a little plastic scraper and scrape all the remaining paint off, and then I got a nice piece of red Scotch-Brite. I'm going to try to get a nice even brushed finish on it, and then clear coat it. I think I have the tank pretty much totally done. I do still need to do a little bit more clean out on the inside of it. I plan on getting just like a bunch of bolts and stuff to kind of shake around in there, just to break up a little bit of what's loose. If you remember from before, I did let a bunch of evapor rust sit in there, so that took care of like 99% of the surface rust and stuff on the inside. There's just a few of that coating that was stuck in there. There's a few pieces of that kind of still stuck in there, so I just need to kind of slosh it around with some you know, something in there to kind of help break it up. But it's just about done. So you can see I just put a first layer of a matte clear on it so that we don't get any surface rust. I do have new tank emblems, well, new to me. I do need to fix the paint on this one because it's obviously chipped off, so I'm going to fix that up a little bit. I am replacing the seal in the front caliper. When I was taking it off, the paint was a little bit chipped and stuff too, so I'm currently, if you see it hanging here, just giving it a fresh coat of paint before I throw this new seal back in and put it on and yeah, bleed it and stuff. So I think that's going to be it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to do the absolute final work on the tank. Then it will just be a matter of getting the exhaust done. So what I think I decided to do with the exhaust, if you remember, it's kind of contacting
down here, and it's contacting the bottom of I guess the oil pan, just the bottom of the engine itself. So what I'm going to do, I think I decided, and you guys can tell me if this is a good idea or not, but I'm pretty sure it'll work. I'm just going to heat up right here at the bend on all 4 of them, heat them up, and then put like a bar or something to give me more leverage, and just try to bend that exhaust down just a little bit. I mean, I don't need to bend it down a whole lot, like a 1/2 of an inch I think would be enough. So I think if I heat these bars up enough, I can get just enough bend out of them. Then it won't, shouldn't mess up anything too badly. If it messes up the paint on here, I can either, use a high temp paint over it, or I do have exhaust wrap. I may end up wrapping them anyway, so we can kind of cross that bridge when we come to it. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. As you can see, Classic Octane shirt came in. Super awesome. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I got myself a couple shirts. I have a hoodie on the way. Of course, I loaded up on all of my own things. And thank you very much to everybody else who bought some. I do have another t-shirt campaign. It's almost over. It'll be over tomorrow, the 23rd. I just turned it back on because I had a few people reach out to me and say that they missed out and missed the last deadline. So I just fired up another shorter campaign. And like I said, it'll end tomorrow, the 23rd of January. So if you guys did miss it and want to get a shirt, go click the link in the description and go check it out. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks to everybody for watching, all the new subscribers. Follow me on Instagram at Classic Octane for I try to do every other day uploads at least, kind of behind the scenes stuff. So that's going to be it. We'll catch you guys on the next one.